Hey, Cubby the Seal.
I'm Cubby the Seal.
Cubby Seal.
Welcome.
Hi.
You're our first attendant.
Oh wow. Okay, amazing. Hey
Welcome.
guys.
How you doing?
Good. Not too bad.
Oh, you've got your hoodie on your chair.
I have the hoodie on the
Oh,
chair.
that's fantastic.
I didn't just do this shit on the fly.
Clearly, you're a professional. Yeah, we were just joking that Rex's green screen there looks like he ordered the quad XL hoodie and then hung it behind him.
The beer with Buffy bed blanket.
Yes.
Why don't we have those?
Because
You should have
because Printful doesn't have them.
Well.
Are you kidding? I would absolutely love like one of those really soft microfiber blankets. That would be great.
That would be sweet. Well, cheers, guys.
Cheers. Yeah.
We're
about 1 minute away from our official start time, and then we can can pop our fake brewskis here.
Yep.
Oh, excellent.
And you're the only one who gets to witness it live.
Unless we have some people watching the actual live stream.
Which we don't.
It says there's 2 concurrent viewers.
Well, I'm currently one of those concurrent viewers, I think. Oh, no.
Yeah, because it's not counting me. I don't have it open as a viewer. I have it open in the control panel.
Yeah, same.
On YouTube. Anyway, sorry if we get boring, Cubby. Well, we
That's
had
okay.
some...
I'm trying to get some tabs off of the screen myself. What is going on here?
Yeah, we had some technical difficulties for a minute there.
And to say the truth, I had all the technical difficulties
That's true.
because technology hates me.
Yeah. I at the last minute, of course, thought it was a great idea to completely switch configurations from my laptop to my desktop. Hey,
Callista!
Callista joining us. I don't know if you can
Excellent.
see that, Cubby, but
I can't see it.
Hello.
hey,
Good to see you guys.
yeah,
Good.
to
It's
see
already
you.
less of a bust than I was fearing it would be.
Right. 2 is better than none.
Well, the both of you showed up. I mean, you know.
You came ready with a beer.
Yeah. This is what we're pretty much always drinking on the podcast these days.
Nice.
Hey, Josh, notice the green screen and the green bottle?
Yeah, I was going to say, we're holding the exact same bottle, but they look completely different, but it's because he has a green screen. So this
I
is
kinda
what
love
actually
it.
looks like.
That's freaking cool.
That's
I love it with the see-through. Yeah, that looks good.
Well, fuck it. I want ginger beer, so...
Yeah, me too. Well, oh no. I ruined it. I broke it. Hang on. I don't know, I can't get this. It's supposed to be a twist off. I don't know where my bottle opener went. Hang on.
See, I always keep my bottle opener with my recording equipment.
Me too. I couldn't find my recording equipment bag. I found it.
We need to get you a proper case.
Okay. The day is saved.
Okay, open your beer.
I can't edit this after the fact either.
No, you can't.
Welcome to Beer with Buffy. I'm Josh.
I'm Rex.
And today on Beer with Buffy, we're reviewing absolutely
Ourselves.
nothing.
Kind of ourselves.
Yes, our favorite subject. And also Callista and Cubby Seal.
Yes, welcome.
Clubby the Seal! I'm so glad everybody likes that joke. It's like, are people going to get upset about that? You're not supposed to club seals. Somebody told me that once. I don't know. Have they ever tried it? Try everything twice.
It's actually a fairly common thing that happens when we're recording, where Josh will say something he knows is horrible but funny, and then there'll be this pause, and then he starts laughing about it. But oftentimes that gets edited out.
Nice.
So yeah, since you're the only two here, you get to ask us questions.
Yeah, get the ball rolling. Maybe we'll have some other people show up.
Well, to be honest, I was just gonna lurk, so I'll have to think of some questions. But
Okay.
I was like pretty much the same. I was just going to listen to other people.
Nope. You're sitting at the front of the class. Well, we'll get, maybe, we're winging this as well.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
But hey, that's half the fun. It was always meant to just be a little hangout.
Yeah.
Thing.
Well, and I mean, how the whole podcast was meant to just, give us something to fucking do.
yeah, I remember listening to you guys way back in, was it 2018? And just walking around the lake or whatever. And it was so nice because you're so funny and fun to listen to. So it was.
Wait. You've actually been listening to us since the very beginning?
Yeah, so what happened was that I was listening to all the Buffy podcasts and watching the show at the same time. And then something happened with you guys where I think you just stopped for a little bit. So
We
I was like,
we ended up going on a break.
One of our world famous disappearances.
Yes, yeah, it was that.
Every time we leave and come back, people are like, "Oh man, I thought the dream was over." Actually, just one specific guy. I just can't think of his name off the top of my head.
The dream?
The
In
dream.
what context?
That's literally the wording he used. Yes.
Like you guys are the dream,
Yes,
or
we're the dream.
Okay.
Yes.
So, all he had to do was flatter us and compliment us, and
Yes.
now we'll always come back.
That's what
Flattery will get you everywhere.
Everywhere.
Yeah. That's a fact. Yeah, so then I stopped listening, just because, and then I found you guys again later, and I was like, oh yeah, I love them, and then I've been listening ever since. And then when you're not like putting out new ones, then I'll go back and listen to the old ones because it's just fun. Oh, I was gonna say that one episode, the second season of Buffy, the first episode, and how she like gets caught in a demon dimension, and you're talking about how they look like Mormons, or like how the main guy looks like.
Yeah.
I was laughing so hard. I felt called out a little bit because I grew up around them, and it was actually true. Like he really does seem like one.
Hey, we
shit.
have a Madam of Many
What
monikers.
do we have? Oh my god. Nobody's going to get a word in edgewise from here on out. So, Bobby, if you have any questions, ask them now.
That's perfect.
No, we actually, a good friend of ours actually grew up Mormon. So
Okay.
we were fairly informed with that joke.
Nice. I thought you were because you kind of hit it head on, and so I was
Yeah.
like, are they Mormon? Did they know someone? Nice.
Yeah, I dated a Mormon in college. It didn't go well.
Can you imagine?
Yeah, I have a story that I always tell with that. It can be off-putting the way that I normally launch into it. Kefronome!
Hey.
So I was just telling them I dated a Mormon girl in college once, and she broke up with me when I killed her rabbit. So
I mean, if you killed my fucking ferrets, I'd have your ass in like your balls.
No, okay. I would like to back Josh up on this, that he did not kill that rabbit. She killed that rabbit and used him as the excuse as to how she killed the rabbit.
She didn't kill the rabbit. Nobody killed the rabbit. It was a series of poor decisions that resulted in the death of a baby bunny. She was I know, but she was upset and she blamed me, and I was upset, so I blame me. But she
Rabbits are surprisingly fragile little creatures, and
They are.
I actually have one now, so yeah.
Name? What's its name?
His name is Stormy.
Aw.
My fiance's rabbit, and he's adorable and an asshole. And
I mean, all the adorable people in my life are pretty much assholes too, so I get it.
And you're wearing our shirt.
Yeah.
yes.
I've worn it like everywhere since I got it in the summer. Like I wore it to Gen Con and
That's
Oh, you
where it
actually
went.
wore it to Gen Con?
yeah.
Ah.
Yeah. I was running around in like a big fucking massive rainbow skirt just being as gay as I could be.
Excellent.
So
Excellent.
Gen Con was fun.
Well,
Um,
I am gonna have to ask for that shirt back one of these days. So I don't know how you got it, but
You don't even have to pay for publicity. She's like a walking.
I am. It's terrible. It's
and you
terrible.
cut
like
off
all
my
of our...
sleeves.
I got it in a tank top. Okay, you can't lock these up. Like, no, like I don't need a fucking collar. That's strangle territory. No, thank you.
I'm glad we're not
with
trying to
you.
monetize this.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys.
No, it's all right.
Did you really expect me to get on here and act appropriate? What the fuck?
No, we were
No,
counting
that-
on otherwise, so continue.
You're welcome.
I am. There we go.
To be
Now-
honest, I actually completely forgot you guys were
Hi,
doing
Edgar.
this. I got the email 2 days ago,
Mhm.
and I totally forgot about it. My partner bombarded me in the shower and was like, "Hey, this is happening in like 12 minutes."
Say hi to everyone.
Edgar,
Oh, the cat. Oh, the cat.
Sir Edgar Allan Poe.
The cat who does not show up on our recordings anymore because we don't record in my apartment.
Oh yeah, that would do it. Yeah, I'm sorry,
Yeah.
my mother won't be
Question.
joining us today. At least not live.
Was she at church? She's at church, isn't she?
No, she.
Oh,
Yes.
fucking gorgeous. Sorry.
He's always got that eyes half open, despondent, detached look on his face. I love
No,
it.
he doesn't.
Yes, he does.
That's what I look like when I'm stoned. I mean,
Hell, if he was stoned, he would probably be a bit more manageable. He's a pain in the ass.
get him some catnip bubbles.
No, he doesn't like them. I've tried.
That's sad.
He barely likes catnip.
Catnip.
Our cat is the same way. We have a cat named Vera. And yeah, she's not down for the catnip. She doesn't fit in with the rest of the household.
Oh, I'm sure he would be down for catnip if we had another cat that he had to like compete with. Because he's super jealous. So like if I pet the rabbit, he's all like he could be ignoring me for hours. The moment I even think about petting the rabbit, he's like, "Oh, I need all the attention I can get now."
I feel that.
Yeah.
What are you drinking over there, Cubby? Is that a real beer?
It's a real beer. It's well, actually, it's kind of a real beer. It's a Mexican beer. Does that count?
That counts.
Yeah, that counts. That counts.
Absolutely. It's terrible. We're judging you, but it counts.
Yeah, I mean, I knew you would.
No, I don't have any problem with Mexican beer. Like even
No,
a lot of people make fun of what's Corona.
Oh, Corona is
Oh,
terrible, though.
I
There-
hate
I
it.
there's
don't mind
better
a Corona
cerveza.
occasionally, but
This is at least a Sol, which is it's like,
Oh, see, I can't drink Corona because one of my first jobs was working a bottle room at a grocery store, and nothing was grosser than the people who'd come like months after a party and return all these Corona bottles with limes that are rotting in them,
oh yeah.
yeah.
What?
and it was just disgusting. Yeah, absolutely disgusting. And ever since then, I can't do it.
But why though? Did you ever ask them?
Well, because they'd just push the lime into the bottle.
But why
and it would just sit in the bottle.
Oh,
And
okay.
Because it's
Well, that's
delicious.
impossible,
Well,
for starters.
it might be, Callista, you might not live in a state that has bottle return.
Oh, yeah.
So that's what it is that throws you off. Here in Michigan, we have a 10-cent bottle return, and so there's machines at the grocery store where you can return the bottles. And
Yeah, isn't it the highest bottle return rate in the country?
Yep,
probably.
it is.
Yeah, there was an episode of Seinfeld about it. So do your research. Keep up to speed before you join these Zoom calls. All right.
Wow. Okay.
That's just another reason that Michigan's better than Indiana. So, I mean, y'all legalize weed. You got a bottle.
I mean,
that encourages recycling.
I've been to Indiana, and
It's fucking terrible.
I completely agree with you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm here for familial ties anyway. Period. And once they die, it's time to leave. It's the natural part of life. It happens.
Just waiting on death. That's all.
I'm not like wishing for it to happen sooner. Like, I love my family, my gnome clan, but I wish they wouldn't have settled in Indiana.
Right. You know, sometimes I feel that way about Michigan, and then I hear things about other states, and I'm like, you know what? It might not be that bad here.
Yeah.
Right.
We're surrounded by the largest freshwater source on the planet.
Right.
That's at a premium these days, so I can't complain about that.
Yeah.
And your dispensaries are cheaper than Chicago. That's very important. The tax is
Everything's cheaper
important.
than Chicago, really, except maybe New York and LA.
Right.
And don't forget Washington D.C. Northern Virginia is a very expensive place to live too.
Yeah.
Anywhere northern, like Massachusetts, Vermont. So.
Because I didn't really think of it that way. I went to Washington, D.C. on a field trip in 6th grade. I got lost, and I really pissed off the bus driver. But for a minute there, a little 6th grade me was just wandering around the streets of Chicago. Nobody kidnapped me. I guess.
Insert Washington, D.C., and that just sounds like my childhood.
Fuck childhoods.
Oh, wait, no, I'm sorry. I meant Washington, D.C. That was Washington, D.C., not Chicago. My bad.
There you go.
Yeah.
Well,
And I didn't get to go on
something was weird,
field
but I wasn't going
trips.
to call you on it.
Maybe you guys ran into each other and you didn't know.
That'd be pretty amazing. It was like 10 minutes of my life.
I have the absolute best small world story. Hold on, I have cat hair all over me. So the absolute best small world story. When I was 21 in 2005, I went out to California to live and work in Yosemite National Park. And I did it kind of on a whim. And out there, I met a guy who not only knew like half my friend group, but also knew, like, we grew up very close to each other. He's from a town over, and we shared the same birthday.
What?
I met him in Yosemite, and I've run into him like 3 times since then. And it's always weird because like we met on the other side of the country.
Sounds like you guys are supposed to be friends.
No, he's an asshole. I don't like it.
And that man was me. And then we got married and we had 3 babies. And we started
Breeders.
Exactly. It's like serendipity.
But we had to live in
Fucking
separate
weird.
houses because we couldn't stand each other.
Of course, yeah, Josh and I haven't actually known each other that long comparatively, but most people think that we've known each other our whole lives.
Yeah, how long have you known each
About that
other?
vibe.
Feels like my whole life.
We met in 2011.
2011. How did you meet?
Coffee shop. We were both regulars at the same coffee shop.
And you just said, hey, I've never had the guts to do that.
We were both very, very sad boys.
Yeah, we were both very depressed and lonely and didn't have enough friends. And
See,
the coffee shop had a bar to sit at, and we were both regulars. We'd sit at the bar. And
there's this coffee
one day we
shop
just started talking.
in our town that's basically Cheers, or it used to be.
Nice.
Yeah, it used to be.
But it used to be, when it started out, it was like a biker bar. Because it was 24/7, and you could smoke in there, and people would come in and literally like play cards, gamble, deal drugs.
Yeah.
And it was like a club hotspot, basically, even though it's just this tiny little coffee shop. and we ended up practically living there for 10 or 15 years until it just got so gentrified and lame, and it stopped being 24/7, and you couldn't smoke in there anymore. You know, we couldn't have any of our sins that we needed to survive anymore. So we had to abandon ship.
I was happy when it went non-smoking because I've never been a smoker. So
I
I haven't either, but I love the smell so much. I don't know why. Yeah.
I didn't start smoking until after the ban in 2010.
The band. What?
The band
in 2010,
The smoking
I think it was statewide Michigan banned public smoking places.
I didn't hear ban. My deaf ass heard band.
Oh,
That's what I thought. Yeah, no, BAN.
Okay.
Hey, stop that. Stop
Wait,
that.
so you didn't smoke while it was cool, like while it was okay, and then the second they had a ban, you decided to smoke?
Yeah.
Fucking.
Josh is like, I want to stand
fucking contrarian,
outside
right?
more.
I'm a reverse hipster.
That's not exactly a bad thing to be.
And you're one of our biggest fans. Hook, line, and sinker.
Love it.
So I'm so sad that it didn't work out that one time that we tried to randomly call you while we were recording.
I was wondering about that. My friend Jay was with me at the time, and I was like, the fucking podcast is fucking calling me. Like, I picked up. I
don't
the fucking
remember.
phone. I was totally ready for them shenanigans.
I don't remember why
You
we were
couldn't hear
calling
us, I
you.
guess, because
I did, because I picked up the phone. I was like, Rex, Josh, hi, what
Yeah.
the fuck's going on? Hello.
Yeah, it was a garbled call. We couldn't hear enough.
you ended up hanging up while we were trying to talk to you. So I was like, oh, I guess it was a bad
No,
time.
I couldn't. I didn't hear a word y'all said at all. I just
Yeah,
thought he
and that
butt
was-
dialed me.
That was
That's
all
what I
Josh.
eventually went with. I was like, he butt dialed me.
Oh no, it was very on purpose. Maybe we'll do it
You
again.
butt dialed
sometime.
me on purpose? Like, I
Yes.
want to see the arranging of how that physically worked out.
I have fingers on my butt.
That's fucking highly useful.
I know, right?
You should start like a Pornhub account or something. Yeah, there you go.
There you go. There's your new income, Josh, and OnlyFans with butt fingers.
Why didn't I
Yes,
ever
exactly.
think of that?
OnlyFans. Yes, that's what I was about to say.
I was just thinking like strong butt muscles or something. Like instead of twerking, you just learned how to butt dial people or
I mean, look, that Badussy, like, I mean, it's been the year of the Badussy. So,
Twerking is difficult. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, I do have a great ass, so.
congrats. And or prove it.
It just wanted to speak
Right.
to somebody equally as great,
Aw.
but I denied it. I was like, nope. None of that, ass. You don't.
oh my goodness.
You're stuck with me.
Just so you all know, this like literally half the recording of the podcast is just me just sitting there losing my shit laughing at this fucker.
Shaking his head.
Yeah, that sounds about
Me
right.
being a ludicrous asshole.
Look, I get it. Like there are a lot of parts. There are a lot of parts that Josh, there's a lot of part of you that is very much like my partner.
Hmm.
There is a lot of puns happening in this house.
Uh-oh.
There's a lot of like lame dad jokes that happen in this house,
Mm.
and I'm just like, how did I get so lucky?
I mean, I feel like those are mostly Rex, and I know you have trouble telling us apart sometimes.
Your impressions are great. Never
Oh,
mind.
thanks.
I mean, who's that?
Yeah, my impressions are not.
No, they're shit. I agree.
Yeah, you do the English accents pretty well, I will have to say.
Nice.
I do? Or Rex does?
His Giles is on point.
Oh God, I don't. I
Really?
don't.
I don't know.
I involuntarily,
I
I
mean, my Rex
involuntarily
haven't
got wet
cried.
because you sounded so much like a Giles. It's terrible.
Okay, here's my
Em told me my Giles impression sucked.
I disagree.
Oh, well, thank you.
Definitely
It
disagree.
definitely does suck. It does not suck.
Oh, excellent.
Which is
Spike one's
which
good
is
too.
better, his Giles or his Spike?
Oh, it's definitely his Spike.
Mm.
The Spike is definitely
But
better.
Spike is funnier. I think they're actually both very, very good. Spike is funny.
There you go.
Spike is funnier. I mean, he just is funnier character.
Oh
So
yeah.
Congratulations, Josh. Your acting degree is paying off.
Well, we can't. No, we don't get to call it an acting degree anymore. We have to call it what it is. It's a theater degree because that's what I told the people at the interview who hired me.
They hired you with a theater degree?
He
misrepresented.
Did you suck?
He has a fancy new theater job.
Who's
Yeah, tell us about that.
Yeah.
Yes, we would love to hear about that. Fuck yeah.
Cool. Well, I don't want to say the name of the place since we're live on a completely unrelated thing, but there's a local theater that is kind of a touring house. I'd say the biggest show we had in there recently was a live tour of Herbie Hancock, if you've heard of him, famous jazz artist. And so, yeah, I mean, it's technically a high school theater, but it's not actually at a high school. It's a really weird, kind of unique situation. But I work for the whole district, and so the building it's at used to be the high school, but they built a new high school, and then they kept the theater and the rest of the classrooms. And so there's still classes going on in the classrooms, and they bring shows into the theater. A lot of times it's like the local orchestra or just band concerts and choir concerts, but sometimes we get some really big, cool shit in there.
He froze up a little.
Do you guys get any, like, I know you said it was a high school, so I'm betting the answer is no, but do you get any, like, touring shows of, like, Book of Mormon through there or anything like that?
Yeah, no. So concerts are the biggest thing that we get in there. We aren't really equipped to do full stage musicals like that. I mean, they did Book of Mormon at Miller, where I've also worked in Kalamazoo, and they're part of Western Michigan University. But they're more the go-to because they're much bigger. They have more seating. They have more fly space.
Okay, but what they actually want to hear about is the job that you got.
Yes.
Yeah. So I was working at this place as just a stagehand for a few years, and the stage manager was an asshole, one of the worst bosses I've ever had in my life, and they fired him over the summer, and in 6 months' time, I was able to learn far more about the lighting system than he ever knew, and they made me the stage manager recently.
Yay, congrats.
Yeah, so full-time salary with benefits.
Yay!
Yeah.
So do you technically work for the school district?
Yes.
That's still awesome. I'm sorry, like I'm obsessed with education. Like I swear to God, there is a professional side of me. Right? But yeah, no, education's like really fucking awesome, and like, yeah.
Hey, we got someone else.
Hey, Dulcinea.
Well, now we get to ask them how we pronounce that, because
Right?
I would have said Dulcinea or Dulcinea.
is it from Don Quixote or whatever it is, or Man from the Mattress? Isn't it Dulcinea?
I have no idea.
I think you might be right.
Got me. I never said I was a good theater major.
You know more than I do.
Well, that's not difficult, Rex.
About theater.
And yet he still likes to argue with me about Shakespeare.
I do not.
Because she watched one YouTube video likening Shakespeare to Michael Bay.
What?
I made 1 point one time, and you won't drop it.
It was several times.
Wait,
I want to hear the argument.
No, there's this point that someone brought up that
You scared Dulcinea off.
yeah, they might have been having.
Yeah, they left. I mean, hopefully they'll come back.
They might have been having technical difficulties. Zoom is sometimes a pain in the ass. Anyway, the point that was made was that in his day, Shakespeare wasn't high art like he is seen today, and he was basically just making product for the masses.
Yeah.
And, he likened him to Michael Bay. Because Shakespeare's all dick jokes, for fuck's sake. And Michael Bay is, lowest common denominator, heavy
Action,
duty.
not so much comedy, though.
Right, but it's still like it's meant to please the masses. And that, that's the equation of equating Shakespeare to Michael Bay.
Yeah, so the argument's not wrong per se.
I thought it'd be more accurate to be like Ron, call me tater salad. Like that would be like, or the fucking puppet guy that fucking stayed making specials until we just wanted to fucking vomit. I can't remember his name anymore.
So, I know exactly who you're talking about.
Jeff Dunham.
Jeff Dunham.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh
That's
God.
it.
Yeah, Jeff. He's so not funny.
No, not anymore. Like the first special.
My ex
Like the first special, that was it.
My ex-girlfriend's roommate plays poker regularly with Jeff Dunham.
That's got to be fucking either really interesting or really fucking annoying.
Right? He always brings his fucking puppets. Like, Jeff, I want to talk to you. No. I don't know any of his characters. I can't try and...
I mean, it'd be funny if he actually had DID. That'd be, I mean, not funny, but like...
Interesting.
Look at you turning your mental illness into a lucrative career.
What's DID?
Dissociative identity disorder.
Ah.
Thank you, Rex.
Like
I have to know it. My fiance is a psych major,
so am I.
Oh, cool.
Yep.
I love anything having to do with that. So we
I've been saying for a long time that the only way that I was ever going to be in a long-term, like, solid relationship was with somebody who's not only as crazy as I am, but as also into psychology as I am.
Right.
And I have found that.
Quick, psychologize that. Go.
I'm not working. It's fucking Sunday. Fuck you.
Live on TV. Come on. Dance.
Well, what it really comes down to is the fact that, we both have very different but similar diagnoses. And we are able to understand each other better because, I have a lot of bullshit to deal with, and they have a lot of bullshit to deal with, and we're able to give grace to each other to be able to deal with that. And
can I take a guess?
Go ahead.
Are y'all are some form of neurospicy?
Oh yeah. Yeah. So I have ADHD and IED, intermittent explosive disorder. For those of you who've never heard of it.
I have kids with it on my caseload.
Anybody who might have been watching the stream about 15 minutes before it went up would have seen it in action.
Yeah. And technology, then they have
technology makes you explode. I get that. It does to me too.
I'm gonna assume that's like violent outburst type thing.
So the best, easiest way to understand it is if you take, say, generalized anxiety disorder, and you kind of assume that that's sort of a hyperactive flight response to stimulus, then IED is the opposite side of the coin of that, where it's an overactive fight response.
Gotcha.
So pretty much anything that would make a normal person feel fear actually makes me angry.
Okay.
And it usually leads to having kind of blind rages and things of that nature, and a very, very short fuse, and it makes life interesting.
Yeah, I feel like that would take a lot out of
it. Real important.
But the biggest thing is it is an extremely common disorder that nobody's ever really heard about.
Right.
It's as prevalent as generalized anxiety disorder by some studies, but most people are like, I've never heard of it. Yeah. But it tends to get stigmatized alongside toxic masculinity because it is more prevalent in males, and it's just not. It's a whole thing.
I mean, it doesn't help that you're also an arrogant bastard.
Sometimes. I'm confident, okay?
That's a good word. Let's go with that. That's my
All
favorite.
about
I feel like-
reframing.
I feel like neurodivergent people just feel more comfortable around each other for those reasons of like you get the vibe.
Oh,
You know,
yeah.
you know the situation, so it's not easy and we're all exhausted. But
Yes.
it's
Right.
nice to
Right.
find people who understand that.
Masking
and-
is like a very exhausting fucking thing, and when
Yeah.
you get in a group of folks that are also neurospicy, like we get to let those walls come down, and I say we because I definitely fit in that fucking category as well.
Right.
But like you get and this actually happens regularly at my house. I don't know about you, Rex, if you have more fucking neurospicy friends all about, but
Oh, yeah.
I get like it regularly happens that I have like a room full of autistic / ADHD people in my house, and we just the conversations are fucking epic.
Of course.
Yeah, I
And I'm
noticed.
feeling neurospicy now.
I like
Yeah,
that word. I'm never going to stop using that. Neurospicy.
Yeah.
Neurospicy is an
You're
excellent
fucking
term.
welcome.
Just keeps reminding me of Rex's partner's term for they got to watch out for the bunny because he'll eat the spicy spaghetti.
Yeah.
Cables.
Electrical cords.
Electrical
Oh,
cords, yeah.
I
It's
was
spicy
like-
spaghetti. You know, because it's got a bite.
But
Oh my
yeah,
God.
we're both definitely very neurodivergent. I realized very early on in the podcast that the audience that we're cultivating reminds me a lot of ourselves. And I'm like, yeah, I guess that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah, I've thought about actually doing like a neurodivergent podcast and whatnot, but I'm not good at organizing things. So
Yeah.
You neurodivergent can't do it.
right. Yeah.
That's
And, like-
absolutely my problem. Like me and the partner got together. We actually have like a whole bunch of recording equipment now. That's what I got for Christmas was a bunch
Nice.
of mics, and he got a bass, and I got a trumpet, but the mics
Nice.
can also be used for like a podcast as well as music. So I've got too many like ideas for projects.
Yeah.
And I can't start on any of them.
Let me guess. ADHD?
Fuck executive function. Who knows what the fuck that is?
One of the things that led, like, Josh ended up having to do 90% of the setup on this live stream because I haven't had Adderall for a week.
Oh,
Poor bastard.
Yeah, the shortage, and I can't find a pharmacy that has it, and yeah, it's been a really hard week,
yeah.
and I tried setting this up and sharing links and everything on Monday, and it didn't work.
I'm so sorry. That sucks.
Hugs, dude. I get that real hardcore.
Yeah, I walked in and they were like, sorry, we don't have this. And then he, like, quietly, he's like, we have this kind. How about you go to your psychiatrist and see if he'll
Yeah.
cure it? And I'm like, cool.
Well, and I have to do the generic because I can't afford, non-generic, and
Fuck
it's
can.
right. Yeah. But it's a huge headache, and last I knew I was waiting on a call from my doctor. So, let's see if that works out.
Yeah, hopefully that
If
comes
it-
through.
If it helps, you're not alone. Like
Oh, I know.
like I said, I got very many neurodivergent kids on my caseload. They kind of like hand them to me because I'm their club.
Right.
Right. But yeah, like a bunch of my kids, I've been having to run around to different pharmacies for like my foster parents to grab ADHD meds. So
Yeah, it's a whole mess.
So if
It
a
is awful.
psychology podcast is too much, then how is that different from Buffy? Is it just because you guys just plan to just chat about it? It's not like a lot
Research.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Research. When it comes to something like neurodivergency, I don't want to be wrong.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Misinformation is a problem, and I refuse to, contribute. So it really comes down to just research And then anytime I've tried recording anything with it, it falls flat because I'm reading and I'm not, just speaking, and I don't have a strong inner monologue, so it's hard for me to practice and recite things. So it just kind of has to be off the cuff, like, Beer with Buffy is. And it's a whole different thing. So.
And Beer with Buffy is fun, so it's probably also a nice
right.
break.
And there's this great thing where all else fails, if I'm feeling like I can't manage to come up with anything, I just let that son of a bitch go.
Yeah.
And then I'm just laughing.
Perfect.
Nice. You guys talk about the psychology of Buffy. You do.
Yeah.
It comes
Oh,
up, and it's lovely, and I know I appreciate that conversation, so. Because I overanalyze the shit out of it. I've seen it too many fucking times. Annual fucking rewatches.
I find it interesting that we're like, Josh and I are doing this podcast, and neither he and I have watched it a ton.
Yeah.
But like, because I think
no wonder I always call y'all on your shit.
I think this watch through counts as like my fourth, maybe fifth total. And I think it's Josh's second or third at most. Yeah, second. And so like, but I think it kind of helps that we aren't as quite of obsessive fans. And yeah.
Because it's fresh. It is.
Yeah.
And I know that in all my 37 years of fucking socializing, I've run into maybe like one or two dudes who were like as obsessed and knowledgeable about Buffy and Joss Whedon shit as I was. And it usually tends to float more towards Firefly than anything else because
of course it does. Firefly so much.
Same. Yes, same.
I'm definitely getting to the point where I want to find an excuse to stop relying so much on the fact that I haven't seen Buffy for nearly 20 years for content. Like, I would really like to just binge my way through the rest of the series. And I think I'm getting to the point where I could probably still talk, like have enough to say that's not just about, wow, I'm really surprised that just happened.
How often
I don't remember
y'all
that.
Surprised by the show, like it doesn't really. Y'all don't get surprised by Buffy. What the fuck?
You'd be surprised. There's a lot of times when both of us, when we sit down to record, we're both kind of like, oh God, we can't talk about this thing because we have to record the podcast. And after we record, we're like, that seriously blew me away. I didn't expect that. What the fuck?
Surprisingly surprising.
My take is usually on the episodes you're just like, this was such a filler episode. This episode was awful. It's so predictable.
I want to say more so on Angel and not so much with Buffy recently at all.
That's fair. Like the later, the first couple seasons of Angel are fucking rough. Where it really gets good is like 3, 4, 5. Although 3 is all of the angry setup for the wonderful.
And we're getting to that right now. So let's.
Okay, I'm gonna be.
Yeah, I was just listening to season 3, and you all were surprised about Faith. I think you said that you weren't remembering that she was coming up that soon, or something like that.
Right? Yeah, I remember feeling that she was going to be later in the show. I think that happens to me a lot, where there'll be aspects of a show that I'm remembering, and I'll think it applies to a different time in the show.
Yeah.
With Buffy, I think it's because the first way that I was shown that show was the musical episode.
Yeah.
And I was just bored, and my friends were watching it, and I'm like, fuck it, I'll just continue watching it with them. And so I actually started it in that season, and then went back and rewatched the entire thing. And so I think that makes me remember things and think that it was later in the show than it was.
Yeah.
I actually just started rewatching Rick and Morty, and I'm like on episode 2 or 3, and I'm like, I thought all of this shit happened later.
I was about to say I'm excited. Sorry, and this is random and shit, but I can't fucking help myself as usual. Rick and Morty, the whole Justin Roiland fucking leaving and
Yeah.
like I actually am really excited to see the difference in writing. And,
I am too.
Yeah.
Josh isn't as excited.
No, I'm very excited. But that being said, I don't think there's going to be much, if any, difference in writing at all. Justin, I mean, there's been plenty of videos about it. Like neither of them, him or Dan Harmon, have been credited as head writers since season 3 at this point. They have pretty much a whole nother team of writers handling most of the things. I mean, yeah, Dan Harmon is handling a lot of the season arcs and possibly even the individual episode arcs, but that doesn't necessarily make him head writer.
No, but I'm sure that there's some influence in that room.
Oh yeah,
when they come back, because I'm sure that team of writers is absolutely presenting their shit to like your showrunners.
Mhm.
So I don't know.
I
But I
think
get your point, though. I do.
I think it kind of equates because, like, I mean, hell, most of the episodes of Buffy through the seasons that we're in right now barely have Joss Whedon's hand in them.
Oh no,
And
that's so sad.
If I may continue, though, there's a video released recently with an interview with Dan Harmon, and factually, they are already like 2 seasons, a couple of seasons ahead of season 6. So like 7 and 8 are already well underway. I don't know if that means how. I don't know how far they were with recording with Justin Roiland. I don't think it matters. Just a couple days before Adult Swim announced that they were done with any kind of association with Justin Roiland, I was already predicting that they were going to recast him. I'm like, man, if they can recast Homer Simpson, they can recast Rick and Morty, and it'll be just fine. In fact,
I agree.
It might be.
Yeah,
better.
the voices aren't hard to nail. I'm sorry, they're
really not. They're really not. Way up in your butthole, Morty. There, see? That's all it.
That, by the way,
they recast Homer Simpson.
Oh yeah.
When? This is shocking news.
Back in like season 1 or 2, it was very early on, but like the first season or 2 was definitely not Dan Castellaneta.
Oh, okay, but there is a huge change around then.
Yeah.
So it's not.
There was a big stylistic change and everything. It wasn't quite the Simpsons we grew up with.
I mean, everything, the animation, the whole thing changed.
Yeah. And he sounded very different, and it was just, they were like, yeah, whatever, it's an artistic choice, deal with it. And it was the 90s. The people, TV wasn't the same entity that it is nowadays.
Has anyone actually watched an episode of Simpsons recently?
No.
Like, does anyone know anybody who watches anything to do with The Simpsons? Like,
I watched the new Futurama.
It's a zombie at this point. Wait, when you say new Futurama,
newer. Sorry, excuse me. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to get you fucking excited.
Okay, I was like, no. I was just talking about this yesterday. They are rebooting it again. There are going to be new episodes in 2023, but the second wave.
Really?
Ended in 2013. Yeah, well, they were having issues getting John DiMaggio to come back to do Bender. He wanted more money, and I'm like, fucking give him more money.
Give him the money.
You don't not give John DiMaggio what he wants. You just don't.
I'm sorry, that man like raised all of the sarcastic people in our generation.
Seriously.
Like between Bender and the don't fucking shoot me, the puppy's name in fucking Adventure Time, because I didn't watch Adventure Time a whole lot, but
I couldn't get into it.
I don't.
My partner's now screaming from the living room.
Who is?
I said my partner is now screaming from the living room because I don't know
the names of the characters, because that would be handy.
What's the name of the damn dog from Adventure Time? No, Adventure Time, not Futurama.
That's my favorite.
Jake.
That's right.
Really?
Yeah, by the way,
I don't know shit about Adventure Time.
I didn't start recording this, but I'm hoping that YouTube
Edgar.
will hold on to the whole video at least.
Yeah, it will.
Okay.
It will.
Cool.
It automatically defaults to keeping it so that you can watch it.
Permanently?
Oh, for
Yeah,
posterity. and
permanently.
shit.
Cool. 'Cause
Permanently.
That's really handy because I don't. Twitch like holds on to it for a day or two, and then it's like, oops, deleted.
What are you doing, Edgar?
Thanks.
What are you doing? Edgar just got him stuck between the wall and my computer.
Help him. Help
No, he
Precious
got
Baby.
out. He just had to walk backwards to do it, and he was like, "What is this? I don't understand."
If we run out of things to talk about, I can always bring in my roommate's cat. I've got a couple of cats that I can show off.
Why do we gotta wait until we run out of people to talk with? Like,
I
we
was
can
hoping you'd
start
say that.
introducing our animals. Like, what's the fucking problem?
Hey!
Y'all have a cat naming service. Like, this is fucking hard to be with Buffy.
All right, I'll have to go get him.
Yay.
Maddie can't hear me, I guess.
Yeah, Edgar's currently doing this thing that he will climb onto my lap, jump down on my lap, walk a circle around me, climb up onto my lap, jump down off of my lap, and walk a circle around me. And this is how I know that he wants to be fed.
Nice.
I
And
just get screamed at.
my fiance would probably happily feed him, except it would probably be loud, and because it's a blender that would be going in the background.
We mean, why?
Edgar has digestive issues, and he will not drink water under any circumstances. So I have to take soft food and blend it with water and some fish oil, and that's what he eats. And otherwise, because he gets really bad hairballs, and he can't keep food down.
Say hi, Goose.
Oh,
Hello, handsome, fat, chunky man. Oh my goodness. I'm sorry, guys. It's involuntary. I can't fuck it up.
I know.
Oh, he's so precious.
He is. Yeah, he's super precious when he's yowling in the middle of the night. And when I don't
I
want him to
didn't
get
say you
into
couldn't-
everything in my office while I'm trying to do things, and then he's...
I didn't say you couldn't punt the precious thing. You can still punt it. Yeah, it's like a
Combination
toddler.
cat and
Anyway.
football.
Speaking of punting cats, shortly, no, this is hilarious. So
Aw,
shortly
yeah.
after I got Edgar, he was a rescue. I'd had him maybe like a month. So when I'm falling, you know those like leg jerks you get when you're falling asleep.
Hypnic jerk.
Yeah, I have
I thought
restless
it was
leg
a
syndrome.
colonic
So
jerk.
No, buddy, that's your asshole. Colonic is asshole. Well, bowels, whatever.
That makes
No,
more sense.
hypnic.
I don't know.
But anyway,
I saw an episode of House one
Exactly.
time, and I was pretty sure that's what he said. So
oh
Maybe
yeah,
go back and
that's
put the
medically
subtitles
accurate.
on.
That's medically accurate. Anyway, the point is, I have restless leg syndrome, so I get those really bad sometimes when my insomnia is really bad. And so I was falling asleep, and Edgar likes to drape himself across my legs. And I had a really bad jerk, and I kicked my leg really, really hard. And he like goes flying up off the bed, and he was half asleep when it happened.
Oh.
And I like the noise he made. I wish I could duplicate it because it was hilarious. But he didn't sleep in my bed for like 2-3 nights after that.
oh, poor kid.
It was
Oh my
hilarious though. But he still sleeps on my legs. He has
He
not
did not
learned
learn
his
his
lessons. No.
Yeah. I mean, is there anything better though than a fucking animal like falling asleep on you? That like instantly makes me fall asleep. Like that's my cure for
It's like
insomnia.
having a weighted blanket. Yeah.
I mean, I have a 20-pound cat, so he is exactly like a weighted blanket. Matter of fact, he outweighs my weighted blanket.
Josh, your cat looks pissed.
No, he's. I'll set him down and see what he does.
Run. He's going to run.
No, He's still there. He just can't.
But
Really?
no, what's really fun is Edgar requires me to be in bed before he'll go to sleep, and he'll actually sleep through the night, and like he's dead weight when he sleeps. But yeah, it's kind of a pain in the ass because he takes up an entire like half of the foot space on the bed.
Yep, he's had enough.
I mean, most cats just don't tolerate being held very well.
Edgar loves it.
Yeah, no. My partner trained our cat to like put up with being held for a little bit. Like we can flip her over and be like, "Oh, baby," and she'll push her head up against us. But mostly she's just waiting until we put her fucking down.
Well, Edgar will actually from time to time yell at me to pick him up and carry him around. Josh actually hypothesized, probably accurately, that it's because of the first when I got him. Josh took me to the shelter to pick him up because I didn't have a car at the time, and he was in one of the little cubbies, like up on the wall, and
Yep.
they probably had him doped up because he does not like being confined,
I
and
don't think
so
any cat does.
my very first memory of having him was I pulled him out of that cubby and held him in my arms, and he grabbed onto me, and he did not want to let go, and it was like. Josh hypothesized that it was probably one of his best first memories because there's a lot of signs that he had a pretty traumatic kittyhood.
Oh.
I said that, huh?
Yeah, you did.
I'm a pretty smart guy.
You are.
Yeah. I don't remember that.
I keep telling you that, but you tend to not believe me.
Well, I was gonna say.
I think
Damn it.
that's a thing. Like, hold on. Like, who here is uncomfortable with compliments and just goes?
I'm very comfortable
fine
with
with them.
compliments.
Depends on the time of day. Depends on what kind of mood I'm in.
Yeah,
I just learned how to say thank you and move on.
Right?
I'm still working on that. I always want to argue with people and be like,
I tend to be kind of mirrored for a lot of other neurodivergent people because I don't have anxiety, I don't have depression, I don't have self-esteem issues.
Wow.
You lucky fuck.
Yeah, I've been told that. But I do have.
I think he's full of shit. But go on.
Because like I think my fiance and I hypothesize that because I don't have an inner monologue, I don't have negative self-talk in my head. Most people that I've met who have depression and anxiety have a lot of negative self-talk in their head, and I don't. So I think that's a big part of why I don't struggle with a lot of the normal things that a lot of neurodivergent people struggle with. So
Oh,
I was about to say, like, not having an inner monologue.
What?
Not having an inner monologue with ADHD is fucking. That's real weird, dude.
I think in 3D, kind of not very bright colors, and it's hard to explain. It's all imagery.
Blindness going too.
Of vague color blindness, I struggle with seeing shades of red and purple. But it's also I don't think in color. I don't really consider color a lot of times, and I think in 3D imagery mostly. And
I wish.
Like it's
Spatial
actually
reasoning is hard.
it's actually very difficult for me to think before I speak because I have to like do a thing that my brain doesn't normally do.
So you kind of like process as you're fucking like.
Yep.
Yeah.
Actually,
I hear
that's.
that.
Go ahead, Josh.
I was going to say, by the way, K-Fro, I thought it was a really cool shot when you were walking through your hallway, and I was really hoping that you were just going to Aaron Sorkin the rest of this entire stream.
Go outside in the neighborhood and everything.
Yeah, get in your car, start driving,
Yeah.
pull into the garage, walk into your
man.
kitchen,
God,
make a peanut
that-
butter and jelly sandwich.
That usually requires.
By the way, we're
going
still selling
outside.
fake doors! Down here, none of them open. Just come get them. Don't even think about it.
It's kind of hard to go outside when you're not wearing fucking pants.
I mean,
Is it difficult for you, or is it difficult for people to accept?
Difficult for people to accept. That's very fair. Because I've definitely taken now in the summer. Absolutely, I'd fucking walk out of my house wearing undies and a tank top constantly to take out the fucking trash.
Yeah,
because I just don't care.
It's no different than a bathing suit. I don't see how people
Exactly.
make the
That's
distinction.
what I
Yeah.
Yes. Indeed.
Except bathing suits have floral colors. That's about it.
Not mine.
Oh.
It's mermaid colored.
Oh, I was gonna guess dead things, but
That's a good call. No. I mean, I wish I had like a Freddy Krueger like fucking swimsuit. Like I'd fucking rock the shit out of that.
oh, that'd be fucking
Or
neat.
like just blood splattered.
I was
that
gonna
would
say,
be
why
cool.
doesn't
Oh,
that
nice,
exist?
yeah.
But then I remember that
I'm-
it probably exists.
I'm sure it does.
It exists on Etsy, I'm sure.
Ooh, at least. Or you could commission it.
Hell, I remember once I saw a One Piece woman's bathing suit that was just a naked man printed on it.
I'd wear it.
Right? Like, I know a lot of people who would wear that.
Full frontal?
Yes.
That'd be fucking great.
Yes,
Yeah.
it was full frontal. It was just a naked male body printed on it.
I
Flaccid
basically
or
just
erect?
run around the swimming pool being like,
I don't recall. I think it was flaccid.
I'm
What
sorry,
was that?
We talked over you, K-Fro. What was that?
Probably not something I should repeat, but
Which is why you should repeat it.
I said just be walking around the pool like I am white patriarchy comes out before me. I am now white cis male. I automatically get what the fuck I want.
No, that's exactly how that would go. That's not controversial at all. All the white guys are like, and?
I mean, my fiance regularly calls me their emotional support white guy. Yeah. So
The white guy who's okay. Yeah, they're
Yeah.
rare. Like I get it. I do. Like
Let's safe. I don't know. I don't know about okay.
yeah.
I don't know about safe. I'm kidding, Rex. I think you're just fine.
I
Probably.
For joke's sake.
I mean, we haven't seen your fursona yet, but
don't have one actually.
yeah.
Neither do I. What my partner does, he's a pony. No yucking other people's yum.
Oh no, you definitely. We don't kink shame here on Beer with Buffy.
Indeed, we don't, which is why I still listen.
That doesn't mean I don't make fun of it. I'm not shaming.
Oh no, you totally can. No, it's fine.
Yeah.
Dude, everything's. When you have this type of sense of humor, nothing's like off the fucking table. I mean,
It's not whatever doesn't kill you makes you stronger. It's whatever doesn't kill you makes you funnier.
Yes. Yes. What do you say, baby?
Why doesn't he jump on the stream? What the hell?
He's also very naked. Baby, they want your presence. You're gonna shower. Okay. He says he's getting in the shower. Give him a fucking minute.
Sounds like a present to me. I don't know.
Wasn't it you, K-Fro, wasn't it you who was saying that your partner, you introduced them to Buffy?
Yes. Absolutely.
I couldn't remember if it was you or not. So like
Yeah, he doesn't. He's okay. So like I'm ADHD, right? But he's super ADHD. Like watching a full. Like he doesn't know who Aaron Sorkin is. He doesn't do a lot of TV.
Well, for fuck's sake.
He's a
My-
hot. I know, right?
my fiance is
Like,
that same kind of ADHD where
This is why I'm poly, because we're not meant to fulfill everybody's fucking needs for one fucking person. Like, that's why I just need to find a girlfriend who will fucking binge watch TV with me. But yeah, no. What the fuck was I? What did you guys ask? Shit.
you introduced him to Buffy.
Yes, I introduced him to Buffy. I did indeed. He's he watched maybe like an episode and a half in the first season, and then he was just like, he cannot watch TV like that. He just cannot. He's more of a collector of hobbies, and he doesn't do anything half-assed. So
I do the hi, Josh.
Hey,
What's up with the?
I'm just gonna fuck with filters while you guys.
Okay.
All right, I'm loving that. Look.
fucking here for it. What's your
Hello.
pirate name,
Yeah,
Josh?
go back to the
How are
pirate.
you all today?
No, yeah, indeed. You put the pirate shit on. Make up a pirate name. It needs to happen.
Yeah, what's your pirate name, Josh? What's your pirate name?
Bajukazo. Bajukazo.
Oh my lord.
Okay. So
McFly. He's getting away, boss. Sorry.
So we're up to an hour on the stream now. I don't necessarily want to say call it quits, but I have a game I have to prep
I
for.
have a daisy in my hair.
Oh, that's so beautiful.
I don't even know what that is. Do I have stingrays on my face?
Those I think those are butterflies.
They're butterflies.
I was thinking
Oh.
moths. I was definitely thinking moths, but
Yeah, they were kind of droopy butterflies.
yeah, they're moths.
This is my
I'm telling
corgi.
you.
Have you met her? Her name is
Oh.
Betsy.
I feel betrayed.
Hello,
I was
Kim, at
promised
work.
a corgi.
I'm a movie.
I was-
Yes.
You are your own fucking movie, Josh. Shit.
This is kind of
Just
fantastic.
play all the fucking roles.
if there's anyone in my life that I would say should be animated, it's Josh.
That'd be fun.
I'm
Josh
basically
is
Kermit
definitely-
the Frog. Ah! I don't know. Bump, 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 ba-da-da-dum, bump, 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 ba-da-da-dum.
Okay. Anyway, as I was saying, I have a campaign I have to prep for.
Campaign.
Well,
I
thanks
say
for
boo.
your
I'm
time.
just jealous because I would love to play D&D, and I've never actually played D&D.
It's actually
and I have
not.
dice.
It's not D&D. It's not D&D though. It's a
Okay, what do
system
you play?
called a system called Cipher System. It's on the fluffier end. It's less crunch than D&D, but it's a homebrew world that's kind of Wild West steampunk, and
I can get into that.
it takes place in a world that is tidally locked. So you basically have the main cultures in summer, and the game's called Autumn's Eventide, because you go into the twilight, which is autumn, and then there's winter night, and
And then spring and da-da-da-da.
nope, no spring, because
just winter and fall?
yep,
It sounds like fat people paradise. I'm in.
time doesn't shift there the way it does on Earth, because there's no setting or dawning. So, because if you walk towards day, you'll be walking towards summer.
Oh.
But yeah, it's actually an idea that I'm working on for a novel.
Okay.
But I'm running a game in the world as a way of fleshing out details.
Nice. That sounds cool as fuck. What kind of system is it running on?
It's called Cipher System. It's a D20 system.
Okay. Alright.
But it's a very elegant system, because you can, when you go to character creation, you are an adverb, noun, who verbs. So basically,
say that one more time. What?
An adjective, noun, who verbs. So, for example, you might have a character who is a fast warrior who carries a gun. And then there's stats that go with being fast, there's stats that go with being warrior, and there's stats that go with carrying a gun. And that's what determines your abilities.
Is there any fantasy magic aspect to it?
So the Cypher system is actually designed to be able to run any genre of game. And so, like, there's certain focus that, like, there's abides in stone. That's one that, you know, you have controls things with their mind kind of thing. So it's a very versatile system and great for running a homebrew world, which is what I'm doing. So.
Fuck yeah. All right. Well, shit. I mean, are you guys really surprised that we, like, talked the fuck out of this hour?
No.
Right? It was
little
fun.
bit.
Y'all should sit more often.
A little bit. I was a little scared that we were just going to sit here and be like,
No, I've
your wall
actually
looks nice.
I've actually been thinking of figuring out a setup to do regularly with Patreon supporters of doing this sort of thing as a specific level of perk. But, you know,
Call
that
it
would
group
require me to
therapy.
have yeah.
Yeah. Or we could just start a big gaming group. Like, we could start a poker circle. Can we play poker on Zoom? I don't think we can.
No, I sit out for poker. Like,
Oh.
too many bad experiences with poker.
Fair enough.
Like,
No real money.
And I am
There we
not
go.
running
Yeah.
and I am not running a game for a bunch of people.
Oh, sure. We could play Fortnite. We could all play Fortnite.
Oh fuck no.
play Fortnite. Hey, can we play Fallout Guys instead or whatever? Not Fallout. What's the
Fallout 74?
Guys?
76?
Fall Guys?
Fall Guys. I was
Yeah.
thinking
Fall
that,
Guys.
actually. That's a fun game, and it's free, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Hmm.
Yes, it is. Just like Fortnite is.
I have never played it.
I played it with Alex a few months ago. It's a really silly little cartoony kind of game, but it's pretty engaging and well made, actually.
It is indeed. I agree. I like it a whole lot better than I like Fortnite, but that's because I'm the kind of gamer that once you came out with the other joysticks that you had to like fucking control the camera view, I was fucked. Like,
Sometimes you can only do one stick at a time.
love you, baby.
I'm sorry, can you say again, once you came out with the what, you were fucked?
Oh, hold on, no, me.
The-
So, once they came out with like, okay, you have your stick to like move around,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Okay, then you have your other stick that you got to control the view of where you're fucking looking.
Yeah. Movement.
When they added that shit, nope, cannot do it. Just don't have the fucking
Dexterity, mind.
yeah, there we go. Words, eye-hand coordination,
Yeah.
whatever the fuck. I'm not an athlete.
Obviously, you're not a golfer.
Fuck no. Gross. No. Like,
Hey,
No.
be nice. Josh is a golfer.
That's a very loose term.
Hey, you're as much as you're a bowler.
there's a lot
I'm
of
much more of a bowler than I am a golfer.
There's the
bowler?
the
Calista?
bowling.
What's happening?
you said hi all of a sudden, and I was
Oh,
like,
I'm sorry. I was saying hi to her partner.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
there he
Hello.
is. I see him.
Hello.
Hi.
Oh, I didn't
Yeah.
see you there.
This is Torben.
There we go.
Torben,
Hello.
welcome.
He's the best.
Okay.
He doesn't really count as a cis man. So, yeah.
He does or he doesn't?
He doesn't.
Okay, that's fair.
No, my employers and the police consider me a cis white guy, and I don't like him anyway, so that's cool.
Hmm. Well, nobody likes the police. Anybody that does is wrong.
Hey, get up.
Pretty much.
I mean, it's okay
Anyway,
to like somebody that you know that's we're not getting into that kind of politics. Were you about
Anyway.
to close it out, Rex?
yeah, I really do have to go.
So hang
unfortunately.
on, just another minute or two.
Okay.
So I also have to be to work in like 45 minutes. But now that you've all had some time to think and that you were all just going to be wallflowers, did you think of some Beer with Buffy related questions that you want to ask us to close this out?
Lightning round. Let's do a
Yeah,
lightning round.
Yes.
What's going on with the musical episode? Because and I'm gonna be honest, guys, I haven't had a lot of time to listen to the podcast. I've
Okay. Here's
I've been
what you
dealing
get.
with the
This is-
promotion and
This is
stuff,
all you.
so.
This is what you get about the musical episode. We have a plan. We're not telling you. It's not a small plan. That's what you get. That's it.
I feel like we need to do a live episode and like sing along. And
the only other hint that I'm going to give you
that could
is
be another event. That could be another event.
That's fair.
The only other hint that I'm giving you is that this break is kind of part of that.
That's fair. And that makes a lot of fucking sense.
Musical episode about a musical episode. Excuse me.
I'm so excited.
We got big things in the works.
Well, I don't have a question exactly, but I have a request.
What's that?
Those meowing intros.
Yeah.
Those as
More of
ringtones,
them.
please. Can we have
More
that
of
as a
them.
Patreon ringtone? We need those.
Oh, absolutely.
Yes.
We've linked to them several times in
Oh, have
several
you?
places.
Oh, okay, I missed it.
But I don't remember where, so we can do that again.
Yeah, we'll put something up on the Patreon.
Yeah,
that.
we'll make a post again on Patreon. Actually, we'll just make another post.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Just...
I'll put it on Facebook and the Patreon.
We've actually been contemplating now that because we have a decent amount from Patreon. We've been contemplating working out, trying to like actually pay someone to do social media stuff for the podcast, because Josh and I are both awful at it.
Yeah, I hear that.
He's too busy and I'm too ADHD, so it's rough sometimes.
I was going to say, it's not so much about being awful at it, about so much as awful at keeping up with it.
Yeah. We fail to keep up with it, and we've contemplated actually paying someone to do it, and hopefully.
I mean, we forgive you.
Well, that's
y'all
good.
Are human. Y'all have fucking lives. Like, honestly, I wanted to say, I want to make sure that I say before like y'all end it. Seriously, very, very like thankful that y'all have done all the work for this fucking podcast, because it is a fucking lot. And y'all were my main source of entertainment when I lived in South Carolina. So
when did you move?
I moved in the middle of COVID back to Indiana.
Okay.
So,
had you been in contact with us yet at that point? I forget how long you've been calling us. Okay.
for entirely too long.
Pretty close to the beginning.
None of us can remember.
I want to say, probably
It's
2019-ish.
Something along those lines. Yeah,
Okay.
that was like about a year after I moved to South Carolina.
Nice.
I didn't like it much.
We've got history.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and I've said the sentiment on the podcast a number of times. Like when I say that this show literally isn't possible without you as supporters and fans and whatnot. Like honestly, there are many times I can imagine with shit Josh and I had going on with our lives that like we could have easily just quit doing it, but we had people that we felt like we engaged with, and even though it's a fairly small audience, like I think we didn't expect any audience really when we started. So
my sense of guilt and empathy for abandonment is far too strong.
Yes.
To quit the podcast at this point.
I feel that real hard though.
Well, and like another thing is like we've seen so many other Buffy podcasts like start, and then they like this is about the time where they peter out and they're gone. And it's like no, we don't want to do that. We want to at the very least finish the podcast, and we'll work on other new things together. We like Josh and I are notorious for starting projects together, so like that's not going to end anytime soon. But
I was wondering, like, after you guys finish, like, what are you gonna do? Fuck.
Do the same format for True Blood. Call it Vodka with Vlad.
I don't like
vodka with Vlad. That's fantastic.
I feel like our livers are not really happy with that.
Well, Josh and I haven't actually drank on the podcast in a long while now.
Yeah,
and
there's no booze in this.
Yeah, we both have cut back on drinking quite a bit.
This is more root beer than root beer. It's literal, actual root beer, not just flavored sugar. But
He likes that shit. He's into that like actual fucking legit root beer
I
shit.
make it from scratch at home.
oh my,
He also makes
oh
mead
my.
once upon a time.
He what?
Reed's is
He
by
ma-
far the best thing, though. I love
what?
Reed's. Reed's. That's Reed's ginger beer.
Shut up, Rex. I'm trying to listen to Kfro. What were you saying?
I said he also makes mead. Like he's just he's a man of many talents, or a pony of many talents, many hobbies, and he doesn't do anything half-assed.
So it depends on how you write 'em,
you have
really.
the monikers and he has the talents. Is that how it works?
Yep, I'm just loud and fucking sassy. He
Mis-
like
Mistress of many monikers, master of many methods.
I like it.
Oh.
As a fellow jack of all trades, I can get on that. See, I do.
You can jack on that.
No,
Sorry.
no, you're not.
I mean, catch me on the right day.
I don't know. Maybe you think Josh is cute.
I get to have opinions.
I'm not that fucking awful. Fuck you. I am not that restrictive of a top. Fuck.
Okay, so I do officially have to say I have to go.
Yeah, we got to call it.
Yeah, and Josh has to go to work. Thank you, all three of you or four of you for joining us.
And whoever may have watched the live stream that we don't know.
Yeah,
of.
and I have no idea if anyone watched the live stream. No one mentioned anything in the chat. But this has been a live stream of Beer with Buffy. I'm Rex.
I'm Josh.
Have a good night.
Keanu Speed, Rex.
Reeves be with you.
Yes.
Whoa.
Be excellent to one another. Yeah.
Yes.
Joshua, what are you doing with all of your friends in there, Joshua? Come out and do the dishes, you lazy bastard.
There you go. All right.
I'm doing
Goodbye,
my homework,
everybody.
Mom. I don't know.
Goodbye, everybody.
All right.
Bye.
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 Guys.